Welcome everybody to the panel Publishing Queer, Marketing and Creating Queer Comic Books and Graphic Novels. My name is Justin Hall, moderator. I'm a cartoonist myself. I create the book Glamazonia, the Uncanny Super Tranny, as well as Hard to Swallow comics with Dave Davenport, and a series called True Travel Tales, which are autobiographical, biographical travel adventures. So I'm just going to start off with the panelists, having the panelists introduce themselves, and we'll start from there. So Tony, do you want to begin?
My name is Tomy Valenzuela. I'm the executive director of the Lambda Literary Foundation. We're a nonprofit that promotes and supports LGBT literature.
I'm Robert Fraser. I co-publish comics with Patrick Fillion and for Class Comics. And we started off publishing our own comics and branched out to help other creators do the same.
My name is Alex Wolfson. I'm the writer and creator behind the Yowie 911 project, which creates action rescue comics with guy-and-guy romance for women and men.
My name is Steve McIsaac, and I'm the editor, the author and illustrator for the comic book series Shirtlifter, which I self-published through Drawn Out Press, my own company.
My name is Charles Zan Christensen. I'm the president of Prism Comics, which is a nonprofit that helps promote LGBT comics creators. And I'm also the publisher of Northwest Press, which publishes LGBT graphic novels and collections. And our most recent book is A Waste of Time by Rick Wood.
So thank you, everybody. I want to kind of start off the conversation with getting a lay of the land in terms of where queer graphic novels and comic books are sold these days. In the past, traditionally, queer comics have been sold only through kind of queer media ghetto. So they were sold in gay bookstores, they were serialized in gay newspapers. A lot of that queer media ghetto is now falling apart to a certain extent. A lot of the gay bookstores are closing, a lot of the gay newspapers are shutting down. So I want to get a sense of where where people are in terms of where they look for a market, where they look for retail spaces, where they look for actual fans and customers. So maybe we'll start with Tony, because you've been working with the Lambda, and I'm sure that's a consideration for Lambda and all of your people as well.
Well, sure. I mean, the Lambda Literary Foundation, our mission is to be a resource and a support to LGBT writers and publishers and readers. And so, in relation to graphic novels and comics, I would hope that we would be a resource and a platform for graphic novels being submitted for consideration for the Lambda Literary Awards. For example, we have an annual awards that honors the best LGBT books of the year. We're going on our 24th annual, and we've had graphic novels win in the past. Last year, John Macy won for Telling and Camille. Alison Bechtel's won in the past as well. And I think that our judges are receptive to seeing graphic novels submitted for the various categories. So that would be one thing. Also, our website, we have a web magazine at lambdaliterary.org, and we review more LGBT titles than anywhere else. And so we would like you to be submitting your books for review consideration. And lastly, we have a writer's retreat. We've never had where it's a week-long workshop if you're working on a manuscript. We've never had a track on graphic novels, but that doesn't mean we never would. So far we've had fiction, nonfiction, and poetry, but someday if there was enough interest, we could do that as well.
I mean, I know a lot of the authors that you work with are probably also concerned about a lot of the gay bookstores closing down and such. Do you see a lot of people trying to find other kinds of venues for publication and retail?
Do I see authors looking for other kinds of venues?
Well, definitely. Like conventions, for example. Like we're at BentCon right now. It's a queer comics convention, or for things online, for example.
Yes, I mean definitely. I think like the narrative of how to publish today is all about non-traditional publishing and different ways of marketing oneself, and that's been something that's been one of the most primary topics of interest for authors, and so anywhere from conventions like this one, which gathers comics writers, to being good at Twitter and Facebook and all the rest of it. I mean, people are looking for different ways to promote their work. And Lambda is one way to do that. If you submit your work to us, and I mean, we hear, for example, from a lot of librarians who say, we really appreciate, for example, they'll say, we really appreciate your monthly book of new releases, your reviews, because it helps me decide what I'm going to get for the library, that sort of thing. So it's another way for your work to find an audience is through our website and through our organization.
Robert, you guys sell your class comics not traditionally through comic book stores, or where do you sell your materials?
Anywhere we can. There's actually been, I would say, over the years, we've been selling our comics for about 6 years outside of our website through non-direct to readers. And there's been a huge fluctuation. I'd say that basically we found that bookstores will actually get them in and be happy, and customers of the bookstores will basically support them, but then they'll kind of fall out of favor. So they'll disappear for a bit and then come back again if the bookstore stays around. So it is always a question of staying in touch with those stores and kind of fostering the relationship with the stores as much as with the readers.
So there's a lot of personal dynamics with the buyer and the specific retailer, the personalities of those people.
Yeah, definitely.
So your work, your company does erotic comics. So is that a different market? I meone, are you able to sell? You're not able to sell at Barnes & Noble, I would assume.
Amazon would be probably our biggest one source where we wouldn't expect to find us. But Barnes & Noble's, interestingly, Amazon, any platform like a digital platform, they wouldn't put our material there, but they'll be happy to ship it in, store it, and then sell it.
That's it. So kind of a double standard with digital.
It is.
And in terms of, also you sell it at sex shops as well, right? I mean, I've seen it like Rock Hard and the Castro and things like that. So.
Yeah, certainly stores, sex stores that have usually interest in artists or the community more than just being a sex store, we'll be happy to bring them in.
Right.